Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. This is my first proper doors in Minecraft devlog. I plan to start working on building the lobby and some of the backdoors rooms to get ready to make the room generation system. Let's begin. I've practically already made the lobby in my previous world, so I'm basically just going to copy it, but I don't really want to do too much just yet. With the Great Outdoors update on the horizon, I honestly suspect the lobby will be receiving some changes. And it would be a lot easier to do that with an incomplete lobby rather than a complete one. So I'm not going to do the entire thing, just a floor outline and, like, the bottom of the walls. It'll mean less work later, assuming the lobby is actually changed. It would be really funny if it's not. Yeah. I really just need that basic outline just to know where everything goes. By the way, epilepsy or motion sickness warning ahead. Without access to the replay mod because I'm on Bedrock Edition, I can't really show the build from an external perspective, so it's just going to be me in the first person placing blocks really fast. This is going to be the case with every building section in the video, and I will warn you when those are about to appear. Skip to this timestamp to avoid this part. Let's get started. So, the original recording for this segment was about 40 minutes long, so I had to speed it up drastically to bring it down to a watchable time. But it's still kind of long, and I don't really want to speed it up anymore since I think it would start to look weird. So to remedy this issue, I'm going to do my best to provide some form of commentary over this to fill the void. If you don't like that, you can always skip to 8 minutes, 30 seconds to skip the whole thing. You won't be missing much, trust me. Anyways, I started out here just trying to make the floor of the main room in the lobby, starting with the carpet. This carpet design is actually based on the original one with some large tweaks to make it work in Minecraft, and I'm basically copying it over from the previous doors in Minecraft world. Funnily enough, a lot of this uses some of the videos I made on it as reference since there won't really be that many changes. Here I'm trying to make the outline of those side rooms you can see in the original lobby. The walls will be a little inconsistent because of Minecraft limitations, but it shouldn't matter too much. I didn't know this before making the lobby, but the walls in this side room specifically are green. I ended up going back and fixing it later, but for now I'm outlining it with red walls. Now I'm making the outside. Not nearly as detailed as in the previous world, but I'll get to that eventually. I'm really just trying to put it here so I know where everything is, and I'll go back and fix it later. You know, I'm starting to think that it would be nice to have a way to load a structure from a different world into this one. Maybe this would have ended up being a lot easier that way. Maybe this video could have even uploaded 40 minutes earlier. Wouldn't that be nice? The original game uses this room to basically advertise their UGC, but obviously I can't do that, so this room will probably just end up being blank. Originally, I intended this to be where the elevator to the rooms will be, and you could see me building that here. But since the Great Outdoors update added a way to skip to the rooms in exchange for Stardust, which I should be able to add just fine, I don't really need it. I might make it less expensive, though, just for the sake of the player, since acquiring the Stardust might end up taking long enough that people would just get bored of the map before experiencing the rooms. But then again, there won't really be any chromas to spend on them either, so maybe that'll kind of shadow buff them, so to speak. I don't know. By this point, I'm practically done building, just making the outline for the elevators. I doubt those will change that much between this outline and release, but maybe it is worth noting that I noticed the entire right side in the original game is dedicated to those custom elevators that you can make to skip to a floor or only allow friends to join or whatever. I'll probably do that for the map, but there won't be very many options initially. And now the outline of spawn is basically done. If you notice, I've placed some signs down, like that one over there, just to make it obvious where things are supposed to go. So, like for example, at the end of this hallway to the right, we have the rooms entrance right here. While the Great Outdoors update does promise to give you a way to skip to each subfloor using Stardust, with my restrictions and all, being forced to only be able to use commands, I'm not entirely sure how nicely that currency will play with my restrictions. So, just in case it's, like, obtainment method isn't really, like, possible for me to detect, which I doubt will happen, but you never know. I'll have this here, but let's be real here, this is probably not going to be needed. If you notice, all the way back here, in this back alley, is the Backdoors entrance. Obviously, it's not even close to being complete yet, because, again, this is an outline, but this is where it will be. Technically speaking, I think you need the detour badge in order to bypass this little barrier. Usually there's a barrier right here, and if you have the detour badge, I think it gets removed. I know you need some kind of badge, but obviously for the demo, there's going to have to be some way to circumvent this, because being unable to play the main game because it's a demo and the main game isn't done yet, you won't be able to actually get the badge. So I'll just omit you needing to get the badge entirely, so you'll just be able to walk through here, or maybe I'll do something a little special. So if you end up downloading the demo and you find that this area is blocked off, maybe try searching around a bit. Just saying. It's worth noting that I don't plan for the map to have any subfloors besides the Backdoors on release. Since I'll release a Backdoors demo initially, obviously that'll be there, but I really just want to get the main game out first. The subfloors will come in a later update to the map, and then maybe the mines, but I might just be done by then. Anyways, I think it's about time we finally get to building the actual rooms from the Backdoors itself, since that's what I'm going to be doing first this time. And I'm going to start with the lobby, or whatever you would call this. Yeah, I'll just call it a lobby. How about that? So this time the building segment is a lot shorter, but it's still about 4 minutes, so I might as well still provide some commentary. Here's something funny. At the beginning here, I used an exposed copper lantern, but not a waxed exposed copper lantern. So it later, not even that long later, just later, oxidized into a weathered copper lantern. And I didn't notice for a while. And then I just randomly remembered, oh, wait a minute, this is supposed to be an exposed copper lantern. Well, let me fix that. But for like half the build, I was just using weathered copper lanterns. If you're wondering about the questionable block palette choice for the walls, I do acknowledge that stripped spruce logs are significantly darker than stripped oak logs, so it does look a little weird. But that's actually a bug, or at least I think it is, because the Java version of the stripped spruce log texture is way brighter, and honestly looks more normal. My hope is that they'll fix it and it'll look better after they fix it. That does rely on them fixing it though, which I can't guarantee, but you know, with shelves, with the shelf texture being derived from the Java version of stripped spruce logs, it very well may happen, since, you know, those kind of conflict with each other, so it's an actual issue now. But whatever. Here it is. If you're wondering about the walls and why the wooden beams that run across them in the original game that are mostly gone, I do want this map to be a faithful recreation, but I don't want to go too far. If I wanted to recreate those beams, I'd either have to use full blocks, which would look bad, or some kind of block display trick, all of which are quite laggy. You'll notice things like that in this map quite frequently. You might even notice a few of them in this room. You'll also notice the distinct lack of furniture. I'm not entirely sure if things like the boxes and where the walls are stone are the same between runs, but I've tried to only build things that don't ever vary for these rooms, and I'll continue doing that for all of the rooms, because these are going to end up being structures that are saved and loaded. And I also want the furniture to be random, which wouldn't really work if the furniture came preloaded with the structure. At the very least, that furniture would have to be there, or it would be a hassle to get rid of it. But my point is, it would just be easier to start with the furniture not there. I'll add it later, but that will be in a future video, and it's not going to be in the structure. It'll be its own thing. And to do that, I'll be putting down like some marker armor stands and stuff, and they'll signify where the furniture will be able to go, basically. As for the furniture that doesn't change, we do have this table right here where the key is supposed to be, that I actually did change between building this and now, because I recently came up with a new table thing that would use the new shelves, which I think looks better. There is one issue. You can put items in them, even in adventure mode, but I don't really think that's a big issue. In some things, like mini games, it's an issue because you might be able to give your items to an opposing player using that, which is a little bad. But in this, you're not really helping or hurting yourself by doing it. It's just, a funny little thing, so I don't really care that much. But anyways, if you've seen my previous doors in Minecraft stuff, you'll know that my furniture has always been like some stairs and maybe some slabs or just chests and trapdoors for tables with drawers. But like that, I have made some designs that are new that I will be using now, and I think y'all will like them better. If you have feedback, as always, just put them in the comments. I'll read it, I promise. As for the final part of the video, I'm going to build some Backdoors rooms, like the actual rooms. I know I've been doing basically nothing but building the whole video, but there is a purpose to this beyond just the obvious, I swear. I'm looking to get the essential pieces ready for me to create the room generation system, which will be done in a future video. For now, I'll just build one straight room and 2 rooms that will turn to test the generation itself, along with rotating rooms. And in future videos, I could around to the system itself, like I just said, and furniture and the like. But this is what I'm going to be doing for now. Let's begin. The first room I'm building is the first room you'll see when you enter the back doors. Apparently it's called Backdoor _ Pillar 2, although the first one is Backdoor _ Forced Lever Room. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's that one with the wall in the middle, with the lever that spawns on the wall, but only right at door -50, like a kind of tutorial of the mechanic. I figured doing this one first made sense because it's a straight room which I need for testing, and it's also the first room that you'll encounter, so, As for the rooms that turn, I'm just building 2 of the Backdoor _ Corner 3 rooms. That one set of rooms with the thin hallway with the side rooms to the side. Strangely, I'm not sure if there are any other rooms that turn in the back doors. Well, besides this one. If you notice, I've just completely filled in that gate right there, even though some of them are open, including in that spot specifically. So it's not like they're just never in that spot specifically or whatever. The reason why is because I figured since the gates that are open are random, or at least random to an extent, I would just have them all be closed, and then I would just open random ones. I figured that would be easiest, So there you go, that's why. This room is supposed to basically be the last one, but it goes to the left instead. What I didn't know when I was making it is that it is quite literally a perfect mirror of the previous room that I built. So, dumb me deciding not to check first ended up costing me, the 10-ish minutes it took for me to build it. Building is kind of fun, though, so, And that's it. The builds I need to create the room generation system are done. Once I've created the system itself, adding the rest of the room should be a breeze. Command block limitations prevent me from making it as simple as building the room, creating a structure, and being done with it, which should still be pretty easy, especially since I won't need to give these walls a random wall color yet. I will be finishing the main lobby in the next video, which will be linked in the description once it's out. But that'll be it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.